Hello everyone and welcome to the Rising Giant Incredible Journeys Behind podcast. Today I have another great player with me. She's an icon or one of the icons of Italian women's football, and she's currently playing for my ex-club AC Milan. Laura Giuliani,
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for coming. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure to be here and to be part and to take part to this big podcast, moving and raising, hopefully, like a big movement for the women.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that you said yes. To be honest, you are one of the biggest players in Italy, and I actually have a hard time with Italians, to be honest, because you don't want to speak English.
But we are pretty, we are culturally pretty closed. We like our language, and we know it's one of the best languages in the world. Just to be humble, just to stay humble. No,
it is.
We really like our language. But I think in the last years we really open up a lot. Also learning the language and trying to speak English to make everybody feel more involved. Italian is difficult.
It seems that goalkeepers are making a way, for everyone else, because Katja Schroffenegger was also the podcast. So now you're here, and hopefully more of the Italians will say yes from this point on. But yeah, again, thank you for coming, and let's just start at the beginning. First of all, why you started to play football, and when was that? Where did you start?
I started, so it was actually pretty, a few years ago. I started when I was 7 years old. And at the beginning, I just started because I liked playing football. And I was really dynamic. I loved to play with the ball when I was young, and when I was at school, I didn't like to stay seated and play with dollies or anything else. But I just really wanted to run and to do something dynamic. So everybody was playing football, and so I was starting to play football. I was not really good at playing with my feet, and I really didn't like running so much. And so my teammates started to ask me to go in the goal, because then it would have been easier for them not to make me touch the ball with my feet. And from that moment on, actually, I had the feeling I was pretty good at doing it, and I just followed the path. And from there I just signed for my first team in here where I'm born. That was in Novate Milanese, SF82. And then I moved to a female team when I was almost 11 years old. And from there I just really started to train as a goalkeeper, so having something to do with the older goalkeepers that could teach me something about the role, about the position, about the way that it meant to be a goalkeeper. And I was growing up very fast and improving a lot in my technical and tactical and skills side. So I got the call from Como 2000 was called at the time, and it was a very good team at that time. It was one of the best youth sectors, and they were playing in the A2, so league.
Is that the Como FC Como Women right now?
No. It was another one. It was a completely different club. Yeah. And from that moment, and then I started to play in the Primavera. Then I played when I was 16 years old. I played my first game in the A2 league. So it was the Serie B today. And then we won the league, so we went up, and I played 1 year in the first league, so in Serie A. And when I finished the high school, I just decided to change my life and to go to Germany. Like it's an open discussion because it's very strange how it came out. So I don't know if you want.
We're gonna get to that point. But before we go there, let's just stay a little bit at that young age. So it seems like at that time in Italy already existed, women's teams at that young age. How was that?
Actually, I was pretty lucky because I was coming from Milan, and in Milan we already had the structures and clubs that were like doing and having something to do with women's football. Many other girls didn't have this luck, and so they were struggling to get to other cities that were pretty far away from their home. And maybe they didn't have parents that could drive them up and down to the training sessions. So I was lucky because I had everything not far away from home. And I've always met persons that helped me bringing on all the sides of my life that were important for me. So the school, football, and my private life that was very important for me, because not just for me, but in general, when you grow up, you have to cultivate and to nourish all the sides and all the aspects of life, because then you will get it when you will be older. Mm-hmm. And I've always had a lot of support from everybody that was next to me, and that's why maybe I had the possibility then to arrive to that point today.
Well, that's very good to hear, because I feel like, I don't know, you're gonna tell me, but I feel like still Italy at that time, the mentality of people was not really open to women's football, or was it?
No, it wasn't at all. My mother didn't want me to play football at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, my father was struggling and was saying, she wants to play football. Like, why don't we let her do whatever she wants? And she said, but like she dives into the match,
like the mud. Yeah,
the mud, yeah, into the mud. Then I had to clean. I have to wash everything. I will break my washing machine, all the stuff like this. And she didn't want me to play with the guys, actually. But then when she realized that that was my dream, so I really wanted to play football, she said, okay, if you want to do it, I'm here and I support you. And my mother then was always one of the first supporter I had and fans I had with me. But at that time, the Italian mentality was very closed. Actually, we have always seen the woman staying home, taking care of the family, sons, daughters, everything they had. There was to organize at home, cleaning, washing, cooking, and all these kind of things. So
very traditional way of thinking.
It was very traditional still, yes. That I think in some way we are still struggling against this past culture. In the northern part of Italy, we are like moving very fast.
More developed.
Forward. We are developing a lot. We are changing and opening our perspective and mind, also because we are becoming very international, and the international mentality is open. We have to keep the step with the fact and with the progress, and the progress means that everybody needs to be able to choose the best path for himself. Not because the culture doesn't say or says you can't. We are able to do everything we want, and everybody must get the opportunity to try at least to get to the point. Okay, this is their objective, this is their goal. Everybody has his own, and it's important that the society gives everybody the possibility at least to try to get to it, And then exactly because of this back culture, I decided to move to Germany. So that was one of the points that for me were important to understand if I could be a professional player or not.
Okay, I wanted to take a minute and acknowledge a sponsor of this episode. Go for Goal are high-performance grip socks made of quality, eco-friendly materials, and they provide me with comfort and stability on the pitch. I really recommend them. I've been using them for many years now, and I'm very grateful for their support of the podcast as well. So go out there, buy your own, try them on, and again, Go for Goal. Thank you for sponsoring the episode. Before I get into the Germany, you're a goalkeeper, and a lot of times, if I go back to Slovenia, I still see that in many times, girls, especially girls, goalkeepers at a young age, they don't have a goalkeeper training, they don't have that support. How was it with you? Did you have, a goalkeeper coach from the get-go? Did you train with other girls who were goalkeepers or boys? How was that?
So when I started to play in the goal, and I was with my first team here in Novate Milanese, there was the grandfather of one of my teammates that was training me,
Goalkeeper coach.
Yeah, it was like he was telling me how to dive or just throwing me the ball, telling me, oh, you have to dive. And I say, okay, thank you. But at least I started to have an idea of what it could have been. No, it could be. The position, the role, the movement, or anything. But I really love to dive. I love to get in touch with the earth, with the ground. I've always loved this. So for me, it was easy to learn. When I grew up then and I changed the team, I had a goalkeeper coach, but it was just once. Sometimes once and never. So
yeah.
And but I was also under this point I was very lucky because there were some girls that were playing for the first team. They were training me.
Oh, okay.
So we were training all together and we were making exercises, and I found then a trainer that was an ex-goalkeeper. And so, and he decided to train me personally because he could see some qualities in me.
The potential.
And so he said, okay, if for you is okay, you come 30 minutes before the starting of the training and I teach you something. And I say, of course, why not? I like it. When I was in Como, I got the real first goalkeeper trainer. Okay. And if I have to compare it to the present, sometimes I just walk around Vismara and I see the little goalkeepers training with the goalkeeper coach. And I just watch them moving, watch them diving. I watch the positions. I watch the orienteering, how they orientate, with the body, how they catch the ball. And I say, wow.
If you would have that.
No, because I say, if I arrived here, I did everything right, I loved one of my characteristics has always been to watch. I observed a lot, especially if I had an experienced player or an experienced goalkeeper in front of me. I was always observing her, how she moved, how she catch the ball, what she did, where she was looking, and I tried to do the same. Then sometimes it was right for me, sometimes it was not, so I had to find another solution. But learning a lot from observing is a quality, and it's very important also for the youngsters to understand the importance of observing instead of having the head somewhere else, being focused on what to do.
Not many understand that, no. Especially, I feel like nowadays with the kids, it's different. They already think, oh, I'm already the star. I already know everything. They don't appreciate that, experienced quality players on their team. I mean, some still do. But yeah, I feel like the generation that is coming now, it's more and more of them are just already the World Cup winners.
Yes, yeah. And that's staying humble is the best quality, because I understand that it's not always their fault, because naturally they have pressure coming also from families and from parents and from other sectors, environments,
and agents and everything.
And there is a word running around the football that sometimes takes away the real meaning of sport, that is like enjoying and the learning and staying together and being competitive, for sure, because then when you want to reach high levels, you need to be competitive and compete with many other people. But on the other side, like the path and the real goal of the sport is being healthy, like healthy in physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah, because and have fun.
Yes. Having fun, then
is why we all started.
It completes everything.
Exactly. All right, so finally we're going to Germany.
Yes.
How did that happen? Did you have an agent at that time?
No,
like everyone.
No, I've never had an agent. So until I came back to Juventus, to Italy. So I started to play in Juve. Mm-hmm. But the years before, I've always worked for myself, if I can say like this. I was so when I was at the high school, and I was sure I would have finished, I had the World Cup. We just qualified for the U20 World Cup that was in Japan that year. And I've always said to my mother, I've always told my mother that I probably would have left Italy once I finished the school. And she said, now you're 15, you have enough time to think about it. And I say, yeah, don't worry. So when it will get the time, I will go.
Having the hope that you change your mind.
No, never. Then almost in, it was April, May, almost the period. I downloaded all the teams that were militating in all the leagues in all the countries.
Like the first leagues?
First leagues, yes. So it was France, Germany, Holland, England, Italy, Swiss, and then there was another one, I don't remember. But actually I downloaded everything from, Sweden, ecco, that was the other one. And what I did, it was searching on the net for all the clubs, the mailing list where to send my CV, so my curriculum, and my presentation letter. So I did everything as I was
applying for job.
Exactly. that was exactly what I wanted to do. And I said, if you don't know me, I'm gonna play the World Cup this year this summer in Japan. So you will have the possibility to see me. Otherwise, if you want, I can come for like a trial or anything else. I got many answers from many teams. No, thank you. We are okay. We don't need any other goalkeepers. A goalkeeper. We have. We are okay with other team. No, we don't want an Italian goalkeeper. That was also an answer. It's okay, no problem. And there were two teams that were saying yes. A French one and a German one. The first one that was French was actually proposing me something like good money, a house, so an apartment, and I could stay there. I could live actually pretty well. But they told me that I would have been the third goalkeeper. So they told me this is your possibility. So you will never play almost.
But at least they were open and said it.
Yes, they said it directly. In German, so the German team told me that they wanted me. They could offer me very few money, a job, like 7 year, like a full-time job. And they were giving me an apartment, so I was sure I would have had something like a place where to live. But at least they gave me the possibility to fight for my place. I decided to go to Germany.
I go and work.
Yes. And I said, yes, I do it because at least I have the possibility to show myself, and to use and to get my possibilities.
In one of the best leagues.
Yes. And Germany was the first professional league at that time. They had the best players in the world, almost in Europe for sure. Everybody wanted to play for Germany. They were winning trophies, Champions Leagues, and they were really years forward all the other nations. And in that moment, then I decided to throw myself in this adventure, and it was actually, now it's nice to talk about it.
Well, yeah, I'm very curious. How was it? Cultural shock for sure.
Shock. First reaction, shock for sure. In Italy, there was a movie, like a clip saying this. Sorry, tiredness. But yeah, like the first reaction was shock because that was my first experience away from home. I was 950 kilometers away from my family. I didn't have nobody to help me if I needed something. I could speak no German. It was the first time I was actually working. So I was working in a factory, like in a quality control, something like this. But it was the first time I was really working. I had a job place, And I remember, I just tell you this fact that is funny. The first week of work, I arrived almost every day 5 minutes later, and I was sprinting 5 minutes later. For me, it was everything okay. 5 minutes. In Italy, we are at least 10, 15 minutes late. Like I said, okay, 5 minutes, it's okay. I just sprint. First week, finished. The first day of the second week, the boss was waiting for me at the printer. Hi, good morning. How are you? How was the weekend? You won? Yes, we won. Did you play? No, I didn't play this weekend, but I'm very confident I will get my place and everything. Okay. No, I just wanted to tell you that since tomorrow, you have to arrive 5 minutes before 8. So you have to print at 7:55 every day. Because if you start to print again 5 minutes later, you can stay home and sleep longer. I was there and I say, welcome to Germany. So it was shock. It was shocking, but it was actually very challenging.
Yeah. How did you communicate? How long did it take you to learn?
I was at the beginning. I was speaking English in Germany. You know, like everybody speaks English very fluently, and that was very easy. On the other side, I started to learn the language. I bought some books and I started to study.
On your own?
On my own, yes. And I started to speak a little bit when I was like after almost 6 months. I started to say something, but it was not fluent. The second year, I changed the team. From Gütersloh, I went to Herford. And I found one of my best friends that I'm still in contact with. And it was Giustina Ronzetti. The name is fully Italian, but she couldn't speak one Italian word, nothing. And I said, why do you have an Italian name if you don't speak Italian? Tell me. And she was saying, yeah, my father didn't want to teach me.
That's a shame.
And I say, yeah, that's a pity. But anyway, I'm here for you if you want to learn. And but then I started to speak German with her because she was very good in English, and she was very patient with me also with correcting my grammar and my vocabulary and everything. So in Herford, I really started to speak German. Also because I started to work in a bakery.
Oh, okay. So you needed to interact with people.
For sure. So, and that was the best school because I had to, like there, I had to do with many different people coming from different environments, you know, speaking different, also different German. Different
Like the
accents and everything. And so from that moment on, I really started to speak the language. And the more I was learning German, the more I saw that people were opening with me. And so they were just ready to say, you are really a part of us. You know? In Germany, there is this culture that is, everybody says that German is very closed or very cold. But actually, if they see that you really try to open up to their culture, trying to dive really into their values and tradition and everything, the more they open, and they really give you everything. They're very gentle. They try to help you. They try
you just
to
have
give
to
you
break
everything
through
you need.
the first shield.
But then when you get through it, they will always give you everything. So
that's good to know.
Yeah,
because I really picture them also as very cold.
I really like them. Maybe because I was not like my first experience in Germany was not in the big city. So being a little bit outside, maybe people were a little more friendly. I got the feeling people were cold in Cologne, for example, but just because they didn't, people were rushing. I don't know how to say, but on the other side, like in the team, I've always felt that people were always trying to help me or giving me anything I could need.
That's nice. I mean, I have a German teammate right now, and I would never say she's German. Ramona Petzelberg. You would never guess she's German. Yes. Never. Such a nice girl.
Yes.
Very open. Very, very open. But yeah. So then you switched to FC Köln and then Freiburg. You were a second goalkeeper, right? How was that experience, being abroad, not playing that much?
In Cologne, I started, so I was not playing so much at the beginning, but then I actually played a lot.
Okay.
And Freiburg saw me, watched me playing there, and they called me the year after. I decided to go to Freiburg because it was the next step for me. I've always played for the lower positions in the table with the past teams, and so for me Freiburg was really the opportunity to grow up and to challenge myself in a better environment, more professional environment, where they wanted at least to reach the first part of the table. We had a very young team, and I knew that the other goalkeeper would have been Laura Giuliani, that was at that time the second goalkeeper of the German national team.
Okay.
And she grew up in Freiburg. She was the captain, and she was actually a very good keeper. I really liked her. With the feet, with the super technique, she was very good at playing, staying with the team, moving with the team, and we were two completely different goalkeepers. Naturally, it was not easy for me to stay out because I was always playing. And for me, playing it was the chance to show myself, and the game is actually the best training session because you have the possibility to put everything you learn together and just make it real, and so personally, it was one of my most difficult years, and I was struggling. I was struggling a lot with myself. First of all, to keep the tempo high. I was trying to keep the intensity and my focus up very high, also in the training sessions. So that because I wanted to show the trainer that I was capable to play. That I was there, I was on the piece, we were on the same page. I was working hard to get my chance. So on the other side, I never got it there. So in the winter break, I trained very hard when I came back home. The first training session, not the first, the first week, during the first week of the winter preparation, we were training indoor, having doing a small game, and I broke my meniscus.
Wow.
So I got the surgery. I've been surgered, and I got sued. 4 points of suing. So my season was finished, but I had the European Cup the same year, so in the summer, and that was the 2017.
In Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, and it was already February. And they said, no, you will never do it. You will never do it for the Euros. And I said, okay, you are orthopedic. Okay, I think you're good if you work with the club. You are physio. Okay, I think you're good if you work as a physio and you work with the club. So I am a player. I have to do with my body. I have to handle my body. So you do the orthopedic, you do the physio, and I do the athlete. So no worries, I will do it for the Euros, and you will help me to do it. So
well,
together,
that's the best mindset.
Together, we will find a way. And actually, we did it because then in May I was actually on the pitch.
Wow.
I was on the pitch and I played then 2 games in the Euros. So
that just shows the power of when you really want something and you decide, you find a way.
And the body follows.
Exactly.
That's incredible, Domi. That's incredible because the body really follows your thoughts and the way you want him to heal.
I mean, we are capable to heal on our own anyway, and obviously it depends on our thoughts. If we give ourselves permission, if we give the body permission to do it, it will be very glad to do it.
Exactly.
But if we self-sabotage, then obviously it's not going to happen.
Amen.
Crazy, yeah. Before we move back to Italy, I don't know if you remember, but we've met.
Of course, I remember.
Yeah, we've met when I was on a tryout in Köln.
Köln.
Yeah, that was one of the first tryouts, one of the many no's that I got.
Yeah.
But you took me back from the training to the hotel, and I really appreciate that.
Yes, I remember this.
It's
And I had from the first moment, I had a very good feeling of you. I don't know why. I felt you were so friendly, and I said,
energy.
You know what? Yes, that's the thing. I understand it well, but it was a kind of connection where when you say I already know this person somehow, and so it was very easy.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why even if we didn't get in touch since long time, actually it's always the same feeling when I see you. So,
well, thank you, and same right back at you. And I just from the outside, it feels like, or it seems like such a small thing. You just take someone from the pitch to the hotel, but for me it was so huge. And you made such a difference, and a lot of times we don't realize with small things how much we can do off cameras. Before you told me, we have a young player, and we were together at the whatever medical stuff, and I just waited with her, and you have probably no idea how big of a difference you made for that girl. So yeah, I think it's just a reflection of like the difference that we can make.
I fully agree.
With small actions. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm very happy that we've met at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's crazy how after many years we are sitting here again. All right, going back to Italy. Juventus was formed, and you were part of that team, and you've stayed there and probably had one of the best years of your career so far. How did that happen?
It was, the light in the dark, because as you said before, I was not playing when I was in Freiburg, and then I got injured. So I was facing one of the most difficult periods of my career. And actually I was trying to find out a way to get on the path again, because I was I was walking beside, in that moment. And so I said, okay, we have to find a solution. I already had an agreement with the German team, but I was not really sure. I had inside of me something that was telling me, wait.
So you haven't signed, actually?
No, I didn't sign it yet. But because there was something that was missing, And inside of me, I really had this this push, I don't know how to say, this energy, this voice, the inner voice that was telling me, wait. And I was waiting, trying to take the time, as much time as I could. And suddenly, I was on a free day with the national team. I was in Florence.
Was that during the summer break?
No, it was during the preparation. It was the camp before the
yeah.
Euros. And we had one full day off. I asked my husband now to come to Florence from Milan to spend the day with me. So that's to say I don't have to travel up and down. You come and we stay in Florence. Okay. We were on the bus almost at the end of the day. And I got a call, but it was on my German number. So I didn't have enough money because it's not as it works now in the past.
WhatsApp, so everyone is on the WhatsApp. Yeah. You can communicate with the entire world.
I couldn't answer because I didn't have enough money on my phone. So And I said, Chris, because he was already in Italy. He was already in Italy, and he had an Italian SIM card. So I said, Chris, please, can you call this number back? He's Italian. He called the number, and it was Juventus. It was Stefano Braghin.
Oh wow! It was like on a obviously your own agent. So
yes, and I was there, and I said, no, that's not true. That's not true. Juventus is calling me. Juventus is calling me. Laura, Juventus is calling you. Yes. And I started, and it was the whole day that I was speaking, and I was talking with Christian about the future, because I said we have to decide where to go and what to do, because if we decide to move to Germany, to the other city, we have to find out the way to move all the stuff. If we come back to Italy, we have to try to understand how to organize and everything. So the thing was that we had to organize and plan our life. At the end of the day, I got the call, and I said, "Okay, Chris, what are we doing?"
You got your answer.
We got our answer, yes.
And okay, so you've been many years at Juventus.
4 years, yes.
Yeah, you won titles.
4 titles, yes, 4 scudettos. 1 Coppa Italia, 2 Super Cup.
How was the experience there?
It was amazing. I think I grew up a lot as a person and as an athlete. I really started to work on my professional way of being a footballer, because for the first time I really had the possibility to live just with that.
It's crazy. After so many years.
Yes. When I was in Germany, I've always worked to support and to live, to get money.
To be able to survive, pretty much.
To be able to survive. Otherwise, I couldn't do it just with the money that football was giving me. So when I came back to Italy, for the first time, I was able to do it, just to focus on my career. And I then decided to start the university again.
Okay.
So I started to study. But on the other side, I was in Juventus. I was really understanding what it meant to think and to do the best to be the best.
So you were in the professional environment.
I was me and my team, we were in a professional environment. We had everything to support our growth. We had competence. We had structures, facilities. We had good pitches. We had medical staff. We had medical support. Everything that we needed. Just to think about football and to be the best of us. So it was shocking at the beginning, because when you get into the center and you read to win is the only thing that counts, and you say, I have to win. So you go every day on the pitch with the idea that you have to push yourself to the limit to make that sentence be real.
They're creating a winning culture, winning mentality.
Winning culture, winning mentality, yes, winning environment.
Wow. It's like, it feels like, a payoff for all the years before that you didn't get to experience that.
Yes. But I think all the experiences I made before really helped me to get to the next point, to arrive then to Juventus, that I was a formed person. And I just had to put all the experience together and just put it on the pitch, On the other side, it was it was actually difficult because after 5 years in Germany, where you have certain rules, a certain mentality, they are mentally pretty rigid. When you have rules, you have to stay on that line. You
follow.
You have to follow. There's no way to escape from that. In Italy, it doesn't work always like this,
We know how that is.
You have a rule and you find a way not to follow it. This is the Italian mentality sometimes. So that was difficult at the moment because at the beginning I was very rigid. But I've loved every minute that I spent on the pitch with the club.
Wow, that's good. AC Milan, why did you decide to change, coming home?
Actually, you get to a point where you say, my cycle is finished. I needed to find new objectives, new goals, a new way of training. I needed to change the environment. I needed to face something new. For 4 years, I was getting better and better. I was improving, so I could see my improvement. At one point, I saw myself standing. And for me, staying still, it means to die. Because I always need to see like a window of improving myself, of growth.
I feel like we are never standing still. You're either going up or you're going down.
But in that moment, I was not improving. I was there, and I wanted to show myself that I could do it. But I was just going back instead of going forward. And I then got a call from Milan.
Elizabeth called you.
And then I decided to, after 10 years, to go back home.
And are you satisfied with that decision? You feel like that was the right decision?
I was it was not easy to change because environment you go, environment you find. So it was completely different from Turin, as Turin was different from Freiburg. Everything is different. But at the beginning, it's not easy to adapt. Especially when for 4 years you used to work in a certain way. So at the beginning, it was not easy for me, and I didn't perform as I wanted. Because I really wanted to bring AC Milan to win a trophy. I really wanted to be protagonist also of this growth that Milan really wanted. But at that time, I was not on the right point of my knowledge, self-knowledge, to push myself to that point.
Okay.
And so I started to put pressure on myself and I started to yell at myself because I wanted to save that ball, because I wanted to help the team not to lose. I wanted to win, and for me, winning was the only thing that was counting, So at the beginning, it was not easy, like to have an expectation and not to keep the level you expect. It was hard.
I think that's the worst thing you can do to yourself, to put that pressure, because, then it's very hard.
I wanted to show myself that I was good enough to bring Milan to the trophy. I was. It's not easy for me to talk about this because when you play your inner game, you don't realize always how hard it is to have to do with yourself.
That's the hardest game you will ever play, is the game that is going on in your mind. And, when we're coming from needing to prove ourselves to others, this is already, we are already in a very dangerous position, because this is where the pressure comes, this is where the stiffness comes, and from that it only goes down. And I've experienced that many times, in trying to prove myself to the rest of the world just because I'm from the small country, etc.,
Yes.
etc. So I know what you're talking about, and I feel like if you, instead of trying to prove yourself, because come on, you're #1 Italian goalkeeper, you played for top clubs, I don't think you need to prove anything to anyone anymore.
I had to prove it to myself.
So exactly, it was you against you. And I think whenever you are going from a different perspective and you know that you are already good enough and now it's time to just enjoy it, you're just like,
yes,
you release everything, and this is where your best performance comes from. But that's a lot easier to say than actually do it in the moment.
See, I'm working a lot on this, and now I can see the difference, and actually the lightness that it brings is payless.
Well, we get every single environment for a reason, and I guess that was your next step of the growth.
Yes.
And I really, really, really wish and hope that AC Milan and with you together will really get higher and higher, because I feel like a club like that, it deserves, it's a club that is very dear to me as well. So I think it deserves to be on a lot higher position on the table, whatever it is right now.
We are working on this.
Good. I'm happy to hear
we
that.
are on the way, on the right way. We will do it.
Okay, you already spoke quite a lot about that, but just what were some of the biggest obstacles that you faced during your career, or even to get? You already spoke quite a lot about it, but if there's anything that you want to share beside.
Actually, the biggest obstacle was really against me.
Whatever we just spoke.
I was, yes, because I understood at one point that I was really limiting myself, because I was putting my attention everywhere but not on me, and actually I could understand that I knew myself even less than I was thinking about. I thought, yes, I'm Laura, I do this, I have these qualities, I have these hobbies, I have these skills. But then, who is Laura? What can you offer? Like, what's your way of being? Who are you? What's your identity? Where do you have to go? Where do you want to go? And I was not able to answer to this. And then it was actually a very big step, starting to work on it. So working on myself was the starting point to release the pressure and to say, I don't need to be anybody different than myself. I am this. I don't need to be anybody else. And having this consciousness really changed my life.
And I think,
So it was one of the biggest obstacles, but on the other side, it was then the starting point for everything.
Yeah, definitely. And my thing, whatever I realized throughout my journey, is that obviously I love playing football. I would do everything again if, you would ask me to do it, like all the hard things as well. But this is the best thing that I got out of it. I'm a completely different person now than even 3 months ago, let alone 10 years ago when I started with professional path. So I think that's the best thing that happens to every single one of us who's on that journey. And this is why when people tell me, oh, I wish I would start playing now when, women's football is exploding and all that. No.
Me neither.
Like it's all that hardship, everything that I had to experience to get to this point. I'm proud of that. And it made me the person who I am right now. And I know that I can do whatever I want to do. I'm so strong because of everything that I had to go through. And the only limit for myself is really just myself and what is in here.
I think like the storytelling is also something that is very powerful. I always take the chance to talk about my experience and my past to the youngsters of my team, because I say you don't have to do and to face everything that I faced or that we as a movement faced at that time. But it's important that you know where you come from, because what you are living now, it was our dream at that time.
Yes.
When we started, we were dreaming of what we have now and what we are living now. So it's important that you take this experience and you just put it in your bag and just say, we don't want to go back there. But from there we can learn something. And it's amazing to see how fast the movement and the women's football is growing.
Yeah.
And because it's growing so fast, we forget all the steps we made in the last years.
True.
Human mind always focuses on what is missing. We have to understand that we have to remember what we reached, where we started to get to this point. And when you grow so fast, it is normal that you need some time where you have to get stable. You need to stabilize everything you reached so that you say, from here, I'm stable. I will never, nothing can break me down because here, I'm there, I'm strong. This is my basis, there are my values, my tradition, my everything that you decide to put inside there. There are the roots then of the movement. And from there, I build it up again. But first of all, I have to stabilize. And that's a focus, that's a focal point for me in this moment. Because I hear a lot, we are missing this, we can improve this, we can do this, why don't we have this? Okay, we know, like as a critical perspective, that naturally we can improve. And that's perfect, that's good to know. On the other side, once we just focus on what is missing, please look back and say, okay, but just enjoy in this moment what we have.
That's such a refreshing perspective, because it really is true that a lot of times, and that would actually be one of my next questions, we've done so much, what is still to do, but it's good to, like you said, just stop and say, okay, wow, we've done so much, and it's time to get some new energy, fresh energy, and then go forward. That brings me to Italian national team. You've been part of that team for a long time. You've had many successes. One of the biggest one, going to the World Cup 2019, right?
Yes.
Ragazze Mondiali, that was probably the biggest thing that happened here in Italy, and it changed probably the course of how women's football is going.
Exactly.
Can you talk about that? What it means for you to be part of that team, and just the entire experience that was huge.
Actually, we didn't realize anything when we were in France. We were just enjoying the moment and just trying to do our best, We didn't have nothing to lose. So we had nothing to lose. We just wanted to go there trying to get out the best we could. And trying to challenge ourselves, like in a very big environment. There was the World Cup for the first time after 20 years that Italy was not a part of the competition anymore. So everything was amazing. We had no pressure, and there was the secret, because we were really looking forward to that. And once we started to play, we felt inside of the team and of our environment a kind of push, enthusiasm, passion. We really wanted. We were together. We wanted to stay together. We wanted to spend time together, and this feeling was also reported to us from Italy. People were sending us videos of like TG, the television, sport journal, anything that had to do with things that we have never imagined. But we were still in our bubble. Once we came back to Italy, then we realized really the mission.
You were famous.
We were famous suddenly. People was recognizing us, was stopping us in the streets, just saying, "Oh, you were amazing," and they were celebrating us. And we said, "What did we do?" Like, we didn't realize it was so huge. It had so a huge impact on the sport, on our football. And from that moment on, there was like a very big revolution, because the federation started to talk about professionalism. And we were then on the way to become professionals.
Which it happened now.
Which it happened the last year, where we became formalmente,
like officially.
Officially, bravo. We became officially professionals,
which is great. It's a huge step.
Is the only team sport, female team sport in Italy that is officially professionals.
Which is crazy, because, for example, volleyball here is huge, and they're not professionals.
No, they had the possibility to become professionals. The last year, when we became professionals, they decided not to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. You have a husband.
Yes.
And
it's his birthday today.
Well, thank you for being here. I'll have to make up to him.
He's waiting for me at the restaurant.
Oh my gosh.
Usually it's me that I wait for him. He's always late. He's very Italian. Even if he was with me in Germany, he still stays Italian.
Yeah. It's very interesting, because normally we hear about, men footballers and the wives, and now you're a woman footballer with the husband. What does it mean for you to have him as such a support?
So he's my love, my best friend, my psychologist, my
filter,
everything, everything. He's really special. Like, we met in 2012, and in 2012 I decided to move to Germany. And after 5 months that we were together, officially together, he decided to come with me. So we moved from Italy to Germany directly together. So we were living together. And it was the first experience away from home for both, out of home for both. And so we had to survive together, like we were in a new country, away from our families and everything. And we were alone, me and him. And then we became the shoulder of the other, one the shoulder of the other. We were always trying to help each other. I can't say that it was easy, because actually we faced many difficult moments in our life together. But I think the will to find the solution was always bigger than the easy one to say, okay, ciao. And that became a strength, like a very big strength for us. We know each other better than anybody because we really grew up together. And I was 19 when I left my family, and he was 22. He's 3 years older. And nobody knows our improvement and our growth in the 5 years we have been away from Italy. And it's just me and him that experienced it at the end of the days, you know. And I think all our couple life in this moment is really like a summon of all the experiences and the moments we live together. And the best thing is to share everything, even if it's good or bad, if you're facing a good time or bad times. We have always been very clear and clean to each other. We learned how to communicate. We learned...
which is the most important part.
Yes. No, it's not easy at the beginning because everybody has a different way of communicating, you know. But when you really want to fix things, you have to put yourself on the same frequency wave.
Exactly.
So that you really feel what the other person is trying to transfer you. And then you can understand also the moment he's or I'm facing, like my mood, how I'm feeling, my sensations, my everything, you know. So the last year, no, 2 years ago, he asked me to become his wife, and I said yes. But why did you wait so long? Like 12 years. I had to wait for 12 years for this.
One more year and you would ask him.
Come on. And then the past year we married, and it was the best day of our couple life. We would do it every day.
That's crazy.
Yes.
It's so good.
And we have 4 cats. They were not at the wedding. They were home waiting for us.
I feel like, you know, as a woman footballer, like we are very lucky when we have someone who can come with us, who's willing to live their life and come with us.
And Christian was, I was also lucky because we goalkeepers, you know, we are a little crazy sometimes. So like it's
Different.
No, okay. Wait. Why? Different. Okay, but explain me, like specific.
For example, for me, whenever on the beginning of the podcast you said, I just like to throw myself in the mud, you know, that never crossed my mind. For me, it was like I would break something if I just keep throwing myself down. So you have to be different.
Yes, we have to be different, you're right. But it's not enough. We will talk about it later. So I was actually lucky because Christian was a goalkeeper.
Okay.
When we met, I started to text him because I asked him how it was his game, and that was actually more easy for him to understand me. Before or after the games, what I needed, what I had to do differently. If he had to tell me something I made wrong, you know, he was a goalkeeper, so he could understand also tactically where was the mistake and what I had to improve. And Christian is like, I tell you what I I'm Christian naturally. I tell you what I think, and this is my perspective, and finished. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you have to like it, because this is what I think.
Your problem.
This is my problem, of course. And so that was actually challenging, but on the other side, he was very helpful, because I had a person that was fresh and clean with me, and he never told me something to make me happy.
I think that's very important, because even if you would feel that pretty much he's bullshitting you. So I think that's way worse than just telling how it is, and then it's your problem if you cannot take it, and if you cannot take it, then you can't be in that business.
Exactly.
All right. So obviously you've had a great career so far. What is left for you in football? Do you still have any dreams?
I have a very big dream that is winning the Champions League.
Good one. I like it.
Yes, that was my final dream, winning the Champions League, and we have the Euros this year, this summer. So I'm really looking forward to it, because I would like to get as far as we can.
Well, I really wish you all the best. First of all, with Euros, and then obviously with the Champions League as well. One of the best competitions, definitely.
Cross the fingers.
Last question. What would you say to someone who is either afraid to have a dream, or if they have a dream, to pursue those dreams?
Oh, that's a big question. I would if I have to watch back to my experience, I would say everybody is capable of doing everything, and don't allow anybody to tell you that you're not good enough at doing something, or that you will never get to a point, or you will never reach your desire, because if you can imagine it, you can do it. That's a made sentence, but it's really like this, because thoughts and mind and visualization really move actions. So once you imagine it, you can do it.
I love it. And I'm laughing because you just opened one theme that I can talk about for days about, which is the power of the mind and the spirituality and all that stuff, the frequencies that you mentioned before. I think we have to do the episode number 2 already.
That's a very huge...
that's a huge topic.
I'm studying it, so...
I love it. I feel like more and more people are on the same page when it comes to that. It's definitely one topic that I'm very into it. And the more the more podcasts that I have, the more people I come across that are really into those things as well. So I'm very happy to hear that you know what I'm talking about. And
of course.
You're one of those. It's based for everything.
Yes.
I love it.
Energy moves.
Yeah, exactly. Energy behind everything.
If you don't have energy, you die. There's nothing
exactly.
to do.
And, we're so powerful that with our thoughts and actions, we direct everything. We co-create everything, obviously, with the subconscious as well. But when you access that, then you're unstoppable. Mm-mm. Well, before I let you go, I have something for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Presents. Santa Claus.
Presents.
Christmas time. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very happy because the sponsor of this episode is a company that is making the grip socks. High quality, performance grip socks are one of my favorite ones.
Wow.
I've been using them for quite many years now, so I'm very happy that they decided to support the podcast as well, and they gave 2 pairs for you. So I don't know if you're already using some of those, but
grazie.
Well, thank you for saying yes to that. So that's just a small thing, but
the next time we say save 4 goals. I'm a goalkeeper. Go for goals and save 4 goals.
Well, maybe if at some point in the Euros you get to do a penalty kick as well, like
save
also
4
shooting.
goals. Save 4 penalties.
4 penalties.
Maybe.
But yeah, I really like them. So
Yes.
just try them on.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you again for saying yes. And I really look forward to that second episode.
I'm looking forward to
the second
same.
part,
Yes,
because then
we will enjoy it.
We will go deep down the rabbit hole of energies. Again, Laura, thank you for being here, and thank you for taking your time, especially on the day where you were so busy. And I'm sorry, Christian, again for making you wait.
Now I fly.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
No, thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure, and good luck. Good luck for everything you're doing. And I want to thank you because, as I told you before, like storytelling is powerful, and it's important that we find persons that have this sensibility to make it real, and to have the possibility to make people open, with their life, with their experiences, to give others the possibility to see themselves a little bit, in somebody that reached like a high level or some dreams. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for those kind words. And yes, I definitely agree. When we are our authentic self, and when we share ourselves, we give a permission to someone else to do the same, no matter what the dreams are. We were talking about football, but it's applicable to everything. It just shows that if you really have a dream, and you really want to, then you're gonna find a way. So thank you for sharing your dreams and
thank
your
you
path.
very much. Thank you, Domi.
And good luck with the Euros, obviously. I
Thank
will
you
be
very
watching
much.
you.
Thank you. We will start. So we have the first game on the 3rd of July against Belgium. So don't miss.
Tough
the
game,
Euros
but
the Euros will start on the 2nd. So we are playing the 2nd, the B group. So I wait for you all.
I will be back from Australia. We have 2 games against Australia right before that, and 2 friendlies, obviously.
Yes.
But then I'll be home and I'll be watching.
Wow, it will be winter there. Watch out.
Yeah, I know.
You have to cover yourself. I remember when we were in New Zealand, it was cold.
Really?
No, but no, in Australia, not so much.
Yeah, I'm counting on that it's winter, but it's still
okay.
mild.
See, 20 degrees, it's okay.
Oh, perfect.
I would sign to have this winter also here.
Well, all right.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Grazie, Domi.
Grazie a te.